Hey, welcome to the Rundown with Ramon. This is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com, where we help you live your best life or grow your business. All we ask is 30 minutes of your time to give you the top 10 things you need to know to live your best life or grow your business. I've started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books, and I'm here to help you live your best life and get to that next level of success. And I'm so glad you decided, you've taken action, you've made the decision to give me just a bit of your time, your attention, as Gary Vaynerchuk says, we're the attention economy. Give me some of your attention to help you grow your business and get to the next level. I hope you're doing good today. If you're not feeling so good today, I hope you get better. I hope this show is a part of that journey to help you get just a little bit better, or maybe a lot better. And if you're feeling fantastic, then we're cheering with you to keep you in that aspect of being fantastic. So again, welcome to the Rundown with Ramon. You can get to know me better across all the channels. And if you're liking the show, if you want to contribute to the show in some way, just DM me on Instagram. You can find me other ways. Ramon Ray Smart Hustle, Ramon Ray Smart Hustle on Instagram. And with that, let's get the show started. Ding, 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 ding. Neuroscience says one brainless habit improves memory, boosts creativity, and reduces stress. I'm curious what that might be. One habit, one simple activity, writes Marcel Schwantes. One simple activity with many personal benefits is not exactly seen in a positive light. In fact, it's often dismissed as an unproductive, mind-wandering distraction for unfocused workers mentally in la-la land. What is that one thing that neuroscience says could help you get to that next level? It's actually daydreaming. Daydreaming is an important part of growing your mind, says research. According to neuroscience, daydreaming activities activates the right side of your brain and opens up the gateway for more innovative thoughts and creative breakthroughs. Here's my unscientific approach and thought on the power of daydreaming. You can call it what you like about daydreaming. Sometimes we think of kids just going, woo, outward. But sometimes when I get overwhelmed, when I get very busy, I come home, I go back to my office. Maybe actually I don't go to my office. I just lay in my bed, kneel beside the bed, and I just think. Yeah, many times my thoughts are interrupted. I have other things to think about that didn't come to mind, and I write things on a pad or email myself. So I guess I'm kind of breaking the daydream. But sometimes no computer, no pen, no paper, no pad, no drama, nothing around you. And it's just you and your thoughts. Give you time to think about what you didn't think about. Give you time maybe to think about a thank you note. Give you time to explore. Give you time to just roam a bit inside your head and kind of ground yourself. It sounds a bit woo-woo-ish, but it's interesting that sometimes we think of daydreaming as stop daydreaming, but maybe some of the smartest people in the world daydream. Research suggests that entering a state of quiet wakefulness after an experience can improve learning and memory. In one study published in the journal Nature, researchers examined the neural activity of mice. And I can go on here. Problem-solving benefits of daydreaming. Daydreaming serves as a cognitive playground where the brain tackles unresolved problems. Mental health benefits. In certain situations, daydreaming has a protective effect against negative experiences. Some of the tips here: take a break from your work. Next, take a deep breath and then breathe out slowly. Finally, think of something pleasant that has meaning to you. Listen, daydreaming in itself, if you're kind of doing a distracted daydreaming where you should be getting work, you should be spending time with your kids or your loved one, that may not be so good, just to be off in space. But sometimes daydreaming, the aspect of where you're thinking of something or you're thinking of nothing, of where it's kind of a purposeful, let me take a mental break. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe that's what your body needs. Maybe that's what your brain needs. Because sometimes when you take a break from the buzz of what you're doing, it gives you time to sit back and relax. My name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. If you just signed up, I'm so glad you're here. Well, we asked for 30 minutes of your time to give you the top 10 things you need to know to live your best life or start or grow your business. Ding, 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 ding. Mark Cuban says there are 4 reasons that small businesses fail. Mark Cuban is a billionaire, started multiple companies, invested in multiple companies, hundreds, I'm guessing, through Shark Tank. And he has the receipts. He's the guy who, from the back of his car, sold computers and built them in, started a streaming service and sold it. You may not realize it, but most U.S. businesses are small businesses, says the SBA. Show that 99% of all businesses are independent companies with fewer than 500 employees. And again, most of them have less than even 10 employees, and many of them are solo entrepreneurs. So that's the good news. While estimates vary, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 20% of new businesses fail within 2 years. 50% almost fail during the first 5 years, and 65% fail during the first 10 years. Only a few percentage of businesses make it for 15 years or more. Now, fail, of course, is a loaded word. What does that really mean? But here's the thing why so many businesses fail. One is sales. You can't succeed in business without sales. You can't. What are you doing to generate sales for your business to bring in money into your business? If your business doesn't have sales, if you're not generating revenue, and of course, if you're not making a profit, I dare say you don't have a business. The whole theme, the whole structure of what it means to be in business is to sell somebody something at a profit. Now, there are designations for nonprofits, those who are not there to make money at all. They pay their employees and they have a zero balance, as it were, in what they're doing. But in business, the goal is to take this banana that you bought for $1, sell it to somebody else for $1.25, take that 25 cents, and on scale, pay yourself, pay your employees, pay your overhead, give back to your community, and make the world a better place. So number one, Mark Cuban says, if you don't have sales, you are finato, done. Number two, preparation. When you go to start a business, Cuban says, have you done all your homework to know about your industry, your competition, your product, the profitability, your customer base, your demographics, and more? What are you doing to prepare to be in business? Do you even know the art of business? Mark Cuban says, number three, it's not easy starting and running a business. Cuban says it's hard. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Listen, I've been in business for a number of years, started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books, spoken to thousands and thousands of business owners around the world. And I'm telling you, running a business is hard work. If you're not willing to go the distance, you may not want to be in business. I say this on my show oftentimes on Rundown with Ramon. I say maybe entrepreneurship is not for you. Maybe it's not. Business is hard work. It's not for the faint at heart. It's hard work. Are you willing? Are you able to go the distance? That's something you need to ask yourself, because if you're not able to go the distance, you may want to reconsider. Maybe you should work for somebody else, which is not a bad thing at all. Mark Cuban goes on here with number 4 and talks about the aspect of brains. You got to be smart. Now, this doesn't mean you got to know everything, but as Marie Forleo says in her book, everything is figure outable. You should have 1 or 2 or 3 things that you're really, really good at, and the rest things you can figure out. For example, what am I really, really good at? I'm good at dreaming up new things. I'm good at seeing angles. I'm very good at networking. I'm very good at communication and speaking, selling ideas. I do that pretty well. Now, what am I not so great at? Not so great at the strategy. Hard for me sometimes with the follow through. Hard sometimes with me with the systemization. But you can lean on other people who can help you with that. So you don't have to know everything, but you got to be good in some things. That's input from Mark Cuban. Ding, 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 ding. 27 side hustle ideas that you can do to earn extra cash. Maybe full-time entrepreneurship is not for you. Maybe you want to make some extra cash and you like your job. A few things you can do. Drive for Lyft or Uber. Now, remember, driving for Uber or Lyft, these are businesses in itself. You need to know the game of how to maximize and make money. And more drivers are telling me that with these ride share companies, they're not making as much money as maybe they used to. What about delivering food? And many of these platforms use similar tools like this to deliver food. What about delivering groceries? I've done that with a family member of mine. Instacart or shipped. Instacart, you can make a few extra dollars, become a photographer. Now, that's a full-time business. Many of my good friends are full-time photographers. John D'Amato is one of the best in the world. If you learn photography, learn how to be very good at it, learn about customer service, and practice, you can make money on the side being a good photographer. What about tutoring online? You're looking to make an extra bit of cash for your business. Have you thought about being a tutor? I have a family member of mine. She does tutoring. Tutoring can definitely help you. Becoming a transcriptionist. I had to look at that word twice. If you're good at typing and listening and you have good attention to detail, this job could be for you. A transcriptionist is a professional typist who listens to recorded or live audio files and types up written versions of them. Now we have AI, of course, which helps do some of that. Join a focus group or take surveys. You're not going to make a lot of money from this, but there are a number of focus groups that will pay you for your input on things, especially if you've used that product or not. Teaching English. There's many people who want to learn English. Como te levu? Hola, ¿cómo está? Me llamo Ramon Aurelio. You can teach English. What about going on Airbnb and renting your home or a spare bedroom? What about reselling thrifted items? That could be something of interest. Reselling thrifted items. That could be an interesting way, things you have, and go to a thrift store and sell it, getting paid for your creative talents. There's many companies, I've used them, Fiverr, Upwork, 99 Designs, that you can be a freelancer or contractor and get paid for your talent to do some WordPress site, do some designs, video editing. Many of my team I found on those sites. What about becoming a personal chef? Of course, you got to know how to cook, babysitting, becoming a user tester, dog walking, or pet sitting, cleaning houses. Many people can start a good business cleaning houses, and then you grow the business from there and get your own team and build it out from there. Selling products on Etsy. My wife has an Etsy store. Millions of people have Etsy stores. You craft something and sell it. Music lessons, doing tasks for people. TaskRabbit is one platform that can do that. I've used TaskRabbit many times. Becoming a freelancer or a proofreader. Wash and detail cars, mow lawns, become a coach. Ooh, that's something. You can become a coach and help other people with their problems. And if you are a coach or consultant, you can check us out at zoneofgenius.com/experts, zoneofgenius.com/experts. Deliver packages with Amazon Flex. Sell baked goods. And I can go on and on and on. Do makeup for special events. Become an event planner. These things are not easy, but you have to, if you have the expertise on these things, there's definitely a good entryway, gateway to get in and do these things. Again, my name is Ramon Ray. If you just joined, this is the Rundown with Ramon. All we ask is 30 minutes of your time to help you live your best life or start to grow your business. Ding, 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 ding. Good strategy versus bad strategy. I want to break this down. This is from Lenny's podcast, Lenny, Lenny's podcast.com. And I want to break this down. Lenny interviews Richard Rumelt, a legend in the world of strategy, the author of Good Strategy, Bad Strategy, and more. And his strategic insights are sought after by major corporations. And here he talks about in this episode and this podcast, which you should get, but I want to break down even the summary of what I'm going to break down will be very helpful for you, talking about strategy again from Lenny's podcast. The essential components of a good strategy. What makes a good strategy? Just that alone, what makes a good strategy? The importance of coherence in strategy. The importance of coherence in strategy. Having a cohesive system. Common pitfalls that create a bad strategy. Common pitfalls that create a bad strategy. How power plays into strategy and common sources of power. The value of knowing history when developing effective strategies. This is important. Why a strategy should simply be called an action agenda. And the need for one decider in an organization. These are things they talked about, but I think even though I'm not going to go over the whole podcast with you, can get that at lennyspodcast.com/good strategy, bad strategy, Richard Rumelt. But the point being, I want you to think about strategy. It's easy to do the tactics in businesses. This is something that I struggle with. But having no strategy is having bad strategy. So it's a choice that we can make, having a good strategy. What choice will you make in your strategic decisions? Having good strategy is absolutely important. Ding, 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 ding. Should you own a ski resort? Listen, I don't even know why I wanted to talk about this. Getting this from the hustle. I just thought it was so interesting looking at the economies of a ski resort. Vail Mountain kicked off the new year by setting a record for the first week of January. A single day lift ticket purchased on site cost $299, the highest amount ever charged to ski the iconic resort. So a single day lift ticket cost $299, 100 miles outside of Denver. The price was $100 higher than a single day lift ticket just 6 years ago. So I'm not going to get all into this. Ski resorts, I'm guessing, are a pain to run and do, the insurance rates, the staffing, and more. But I just thought it interesting. There's so many types of business out there, so many types of business around. Maybe running a ski resort is for you. Maybe running a ski resort is something you want to do. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Just there's so many ways you can make a dollar, so many ways you can do something that makes you happy, so many ways you can serve other people. And one of those ways could be, in fact, a ski resort. Ding, 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 ding. Stumbling in the dark. Learning is complicated. This is from my friend Seth Godin. He always has some powerful insight, and I wanted to share this with you today. It's a short read, but I think it'll encapsulate some important key points that are always important for us to think about. Seth Godin says, learning is complicated. I feel like having some music. I'll keep the music off. Seth Godin says, learning is complicated. While we're doing it, it's easy to imagine that those around us are completely sure of themselves, moving forward in a well lit space, thinking that everyone else is doing it right, everyone else is doing it good, everyone else is doing it correctly, and we're the ones doing it wrong. But that's not true. In fact, if you visit a growing company, a useful school, or anywhere that growth is happening, you'll quickly see that everyone is stumbling forward in the shadows. That's part of the deal. I hope this brings you comfort. I hope this brings you understanding that you think you're the only one that doesn't have it all figured out. You think you're the only one that's kind of not clicking. You think you're the only one, as Mike McCallowitz talked in his book Clockwork, that doesn't have it going on. You're not the only one. Everyone else may seem like they got it right. Maybe they're on the journey a bit ahead of you, but they're also seeking to figure it out. They're stumbling along, as it were, in the dark as well. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt like you're stumbling along and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing? Guess what? You're not alone. Yes, I've started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books. I speak to the best audiences around the world. But here's the thing. I'm still figuring things out too. The rundown with Ramon, it's new. I'm figuring out, am I serving you well? If you're liking what you're hearing, by the way, DM me on Instagram, Ramon Ray Smart Hustle. Let me know where you're listening to me at. Let me know how it's going. Let me know what I can do better to serve you. I'm still figuring it. I'm still figuring out my business. Zoneofgenius.com. It's a startup. How we can serve our customers, serve you, our audience. Life is about figuring things out. And if you're not comfortable that every day you're going to be figuring things out, if you're not comfortable knowing that every day you may be stumbling along, you don't want to fall down too much doing a fatal error like Dave Ramsey talks about. Don't make fatal errors, he talks about in his southern cute accent. But you want to move forward. You know you're going to be stumbling to some degree. You're going to be stumbling to some degree. This is important to admit, to know, and to not be discouraged about it. Life is not going to be perfect. But if you keep going forward, if you keep stumbling forward, and stumbling not in a haphazard way where you're skinning your knees too much, but stumbling forward as you figure out what this is, what that is. Oh, here's the light switch. Boom. Oh, I can see. And you stumble on to the next era of success. You will be just fine. As I tell my kids when they were growing up, life is a journey. Life is a journey. And if you don't embrace that life is a journey, you don't embrace that you're going to make mistakes, you don't embrace that you're going to fail sometimes, you don't embrace that the things are not going to be perfect, you don't embrace that things are not going to go the way you think it all the time, you don't embrace that you have to get back up again, it's going to be hard to be in business or even have a proper life. My name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Thanks for joining. If you just joined, all we ask is 30 minutes of your time to get the top 10 things you need to know to live your best life or grow your business. Ding, 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 ding. The tiny things successful entrepreneurs do weekly to increase profits. It's not always the big things that make a difference in your business, writes the tiny successful entrepreneurs do weekly to increase profits, Hillary D. Casare at yourtango.com. What is the secret of successful entrepreneurs? If you're starting a business, you may be wondering about this. How can I increase my profits? Is a question I hear all the time, dare I say every week, in my 20 plus years in coaching, both from private clients at the helm of a multi-million-dollar company and fresh-faced entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs who are primarily concerned with the profits fall into one of 3 categories. Their company is stalling, it's not growing, etc. Many entrepreneurs feel this way. However, it's always a good time for a relaunch. So that's the key here. What are you going to do? The first things entrepreneurs should do is get clear about where they're at. Where are you at in your business? The reason why I think it's important, says yourtango.com, to get clear as to where you're at currently is because some people with side hustles or hobbies think they have a business when all they have right now is a talent. Woo! And your tangos are the word. Is a talent and zone of genius. They haven't yet built a solid foundation, a team of systems, mission, customer journey, and budget. This is what it takes to get to the next level. I see this in my own business. As Lamar Tyler, my coach, says, you can hustle your way to a $500,000 company or so, give or take. But if you want to grow it beyond that, you want to really grow a business, it takes systems, it takes disciplines, it takes scaling, it takes a team getting the right people to do the right things that can help you take your business forward. Like I mentioned, my friend Mike McCowa's book, Clockwork, taking the business to the next level. Ding, 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 ding. And that was at thetango.com. Great, great advice. Negotiation skills for entrepreneurs, how to craft deals like a pro. Woo! This is powerful, written by Chris Kyle. Employing a charm offensive and reverse psychology can establish respect and shift power balances negotiations. Listen, business is about negotiations so much, even small negotiations. But how you show up, how you talk about that is important. Do you have a smile? Do they believe that you care about them? And I hope you do genuinely care about them, that they win too. Understanding and utilizing emotional intelligence, anchoring in vulnerability can create a rapport and benefit negotiation outcomes. Such an important thing to think about. Techniques like creating a time crunch, using silence strategically, and finding common interests can expedite deals and foster stronger partnerships. Negotiations is part of business. And if you're not willing to negotiate for what you want, not willing to see the other side and really know what they want, you're going to be very bad at negotiating. End of story. But negotiation can happen. The disarming charm offensive. Start your negotiations with a sincere compliment. Be genuine about it. You don't have to start all hard and all difficult. Number 2, the reverse psychology play. Ever played hard to get? Maybe you're playing hard to get, and maybe not even really playing it. That you're not moving from a point of desperation. Number 3, the Sherlock Holmes technique. Negotiation is part detective work. Dive into your counterpart's world, their business moves, their interests, and even their social media can be a gold mine of information. This isn't snooping, it's smart sleuthing. The emotional barometer. Negotiation isn't just a logical process, it's an emotional journey. It's an emotional journey. So don't ignore the emotions of what you are doing. The anchor in the storm. Ever heard of anchoring? It's where the first offer sets the stage for the negotiation. The anchor in the storm. Number 6, the veiled vulnerability. Number 7, the time crunch tactic. And again, they're saying it as form of tactics, but these are true. Once you put a deadline on people and say, listen, you got to make a decision, things move forward. Number 8, the silent power play. Silence, believe it or not, can be your strongest ally in a negotiation. After presenting an offer, I often resort to this tactic. Just be quiet. Shh. Just be silent and let the silence speak for itself. Let the silence speak for itself. We feel we have to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Number 9, the common ground method. Finding shared interests with your negotiation partner can be a total game changer. Listen, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Negotiation is absolutely a part of life, a part of a business. And if you learn to do it well, you definitely will be able to grow your business. Ding, 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 ding. From knowledge economy to allocation economy. This is powerful. The article here says we are shifting from one. Let me get to where it says this here. Really, really interesting content here. We're shifting from, we live in a knowledge economy. What you know and your ability to bring it to bear in any given circumstance is what creates economic value for you. What you know and how you can bring it. But what happens when that very skill, knowing and utilizing the right knowledge at the right time, becomes something that computers can do faster? We'll go from marketer to manager, from doing the work to learning how to allocate resources. It means a transition from a knowledge economy to an allocation economy. You won't be judged on how much you know, but instead on how well you can allocate and manage the resources to get work done. In the age of Chat GPT, it's no longer necessarily just how much data you have in your head, just how smart you are, because everyone has access to computers. Everyone has access to the data. Now, there's real world experience for sure. My friend Adrienne Miller, she's a master sales trainer. So I can't just Google or Chat GPT, how do you sell? She has years of experience. But the point is, in this age of the knowledge economy, everybody has the information. The question is, what are you the expert at? How do you apply it? That's the key. Again, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Oh, I ask if this is useful. Check out zoneofgenius.com and let us know how we can help you grow your business, take it to the next level. And I want to remind you, be clear on what you really, really want. Be clear on what you want. Ask yourself, do you even want to be in business? Understand there's no music, there's no soundtrack in life or business. None of that's there. It's just you and it's just me. Are you hungry enough to be in business? It's an interesting question. Prices, premium or cheap? And ask yourself, what do you do best? Because when you do know what you do best and you can get paid to do what you do best and what you do better than anybody else, you live in a good place. My name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, and I'm so glad you joined me today for another episode of the Rundown with Ramon. Be blessed. Be well. Know that we need you. Go out there and let somebody know that you care. Uplift somebody else and make the world a better place. Again, thanks for listening to the Rundown with Ramon. DM me on Instagram. Let me know you're watching the Rundown with Ramon. Let me know your suggestions, your thoughts, your tips, your questions for me. Have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day.